What up, what up, what up, y'all? This is Isaiah Fowler, founder of SWAV Eyewear and also SWAV Agency, and this is the Starts with a Vision podcast, Reloded. And today, I wanted to talk about never competing on price. I feel like this is a very, very, very big thing going on right now. People are basically giving up their branding positioning for some discounts. And so I really wanted to talk about that today and really give you guys like a deeper, some deeper insight on it. But that's the topic for today. Never compete on price, right? So I work with a lot of brands that are doing, 100K, 400K, 3 mil, 5 mil. And so I've seen some similarities and some differences, right? And so when you're at a certain revenue level, a discount really doesn't matter to you. Like you're willing to just say, hey, I'll give this discount away. I'll give this discount away. But what happens is once you start assessing your numbers and really start to understand your business, you start to see how it's affecting your actual business. So a few things. If you don't have the margins for 20% off or 30% off, but you don't even know that you don't have the margins, that's gonna, severely affect your business and your growth. And what's gonna happen is you're not gonna be able to see it because you're thinking that this is the right thing to do, right? When you have somebody sign up on your list or their first purchase is, 30% off, or not even the first purchase, when you're always doing sales, I see this all the time. Every month, 2-3 times a month, 20% off here, 30% off there, 20% off here, 25% off from the same brand. So here's what ends up happening. What happens is over time, your customer base starts to get used to the discounts. So think about it. You have to understand that when you have a direct-to-consumer brand, a product-based business, there's more ways to get sales than just doing discounts. And when you are always discounting your product, you're basically racing to the bottom. And see, this is why we can't be so focused on these vanity metrics of revenue, right? What's the point of getting revenue, but you're just giving away profit, and also you don't even understand why you're doing the sale, right? If you do a sale, you should actually want to have an objective for even doing the sale besides, oh, I just want to make some money. I'm very, very, very big on don't just make money. Know what the vision is. Know what the end goal is. That's why I always say strategy is so important. Because if you're sitting here saying, I want to be a premium brand, right? I want to be a premium brand, but you always doing discounts. How is that equating to you being a premium brand? How is, if I am watching your website, right? Let's say I want to purchase from you and I'm watching your website and I'm seeing the Instagram and all I ever see, 20% off, 30% off, 20% off. In my mind, I'm going to be like, this ain't premium, right? I'm going to go there when I know that I'm going to get 30% off. So in your mind, you'll never purchase at retail price. You'll never purchase at retail price because you already know as a customer, they're going to have a sale. So you really want to start thinking about how are the decisions that I'm making in my business allowing my company to be perceived. Because hopefully you want to create a brand. And also, sales do not allow your company to be sustainable. Here's what I mean. Let's say you have a business, you sell a product, doesn't matter what the product is. And let's say you're looking for an investor, right? And I'm talking about a serious investor. Maybe they're trying to drop, $250,000, $400,000 into your business for some equity. You want to, position it to sell down the road. What they're going to do is they're going to look at your books. Your books are everything. Your books and your data and your back end, right? And they're going to look at not revenue. That's a piece of it. But they're going to look at how was the revenue generated. Feel what I'm saying? Here's what I mean. If every month let's say you're making $50K a month, right? $50,000 a month. And every single month you're doing a 20 to a 30% off sale. In the investor's mind, that's not really sustainable. That's not like true revenue. Here's why. Because if you have to give your products away 20, 30% every single month just to make an X amount of monthly revenue, that's not really sustainable. Because they're trying to invest into a system. They want to be able to look in your business and see that every single month you're spending this, you're making this, like clockwork. And that takes a good amount of time to get up to. Because we got team, right? We got marketing department, your fulfillment department. If you're making your products, your fulfillment or product creation, and development department, all of that, right? They're going to want to see the system. They're going to want to see your departments. They're going to want to see how it's all working. But if you always have to do a sale to make revenue, you're literally in a race to the bottom. There are literally so many different things you can do besides 10% off, 20% off sale that can increase your revenue, and you can keep the margins. And you're not training your customer to expect that percentage off, right? And then also think about it like this. Do you want to be the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent store? A penny separates how the Dollar Tree is, perceived and the 99-cent store is perceived. Now they're both $1, but they're both perceived a little bit differently, right? Really study how you perceive certain brands that you shop from, right? Walmart versus Target. How do you perceive Walmart versus how do you perceive Target, right? Walmart always says, back in the day, they had the rollback, right? Remember, rollback was big. Walmart competes on price. And see, here's another thing. When you compete on price, you literally have to do high volume. You have to do high volume. So if your business is not infrastructurally at the place where you can sustain high volume, you can't compete on price. You have to understand the way you offset having to compete on price is having a position in the market from day one. Have a position in the market from day one. And your story has a lot to do with that. You have to have a story for your brand. If your brand does not have a story, You're just another product. What's going to afford you opportunities? What's going to get you into rooms that no other brand can in the same industry? Your story. You have to have a story, right? That helps you with your positioning. You have to have a unique value proposition. There are literally people doing $500,000 a year have not even thought about this. There's a huge gap in the market, amongst a lot of product-based businesses. And it's about building a brand. And it's also about doubling down on your direct-to-consumer efforts. DTC is the most powerful business model, in my opinion, on the planet. It's not about e-commerce, right? It's about direct-to-consumer, and it's about a real business, right? Even those who start off in drop shipping, their ultimate goal is what? What do you always hear them say? I want to build a brand. Brand. That is the answer to a lot of people problems. You tired of doing discounts all the time? Build a brand. Focus on the brand. Focus on branding. But see, branding is one of those things where you can't see the ROI immediately. And that's why people don't invest into it. And a brand is not just a photo shoot, right? A brand is not just, a 2-3 minute video. See, a brand is a consistent thing. And you have to adopt the lifestyle of marketing your brand rather than marketing your product. A lot of people market their product, but they don't market their brand. Your brand should be selling your product, not you. Your marketing should be communicating what your brand is about. Your brand should be selling the product. See, that's how it goes. But a lot of people, they're selling the product. They're marketing the product. You got to allow your brand to do the selling indirectly. That's what successful brands do. Successful brands, if you really study it, they brand. They don't market. Marketing is just, how are we going to get this, how are we going to communicate this to our customers and our potential customers, right? So you really, really, really want to ask yourself, am I competing on price? Always remember, there is a person that will pay any amount for any product. And anything can be sold on the internet. So the choice is really yours. You can take it as far as you want. You can, restructure everything. I had a client one time, right? I was working with her. I said, why are your prices this? Right? And so the next day, after we did our intensive, she increased her prices. The next month, her revenue, it went up by 20%. She didn't work anymore. She made more money simply because I showed her how she was competing on price rather than building a brand, right? It takes time to build a brand. This is not an overnight thing. That's another reason why a lot of people, they don't fully commit to it because they want to get the money now. If you want to build a successful brand, you can't want to get the money now. That's one of the biggest things. You cannot want to get the money now. You got to keep dumping it back into the business so that you could foster this system, right? So stop trying to get the money now. Focus on building a brand and allow the brand to sell the product. That's the easiest way that I can say it, right? But competing on price, you don't want to do that because you're always going to be frustrated. Always going to be frustrated. It's easier to learn how to sell something at more of a premium than it is to figure out how can I get my costs lower, right? It's much easier to sell at a higher price. And once you learn how to do that, and once you master that, that's when the game gonna change for you. Because I see a lot of people competing on price, and you don't want to do that. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, right? If y'all have any questions or whatever, definitely hit me up. Drop them in the comments if you're on YouTube. I just really want to challenge people and, change their perspective on how they operate in their business and help you make more money. Because I'm trying to help you get more equity, right? And keep more equity. And I'm also trying to help you get more profit, right? So always remember, everything you do in life, it starts with a vision. And we're going to catch you on the next episode. Peace.